Thinking about filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy but don't know what to expect? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire Chapter 7 process from start to finish, show you exactly what happens at each step, and help you understand what you need to do to make sure everything goes smoothly. Hi, I'm Mike Ziegler. For more than 13 years, my law firm has helped consumers in serious trouble with debt by defending collection lawsuits and assisting with Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy. I've filed thousands of Chapter 7 cases here in Florida, so I know exactly what to expect at every step of the process. The first thing you need to know is whether you even qualify for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Do you make too much money? Here's an example. Let's say someone makes $70,000 per year and thinks they can't file Chapter 7, but they have a $2,000 mortgage payment, $500 car payment, and $800 in taxes each month. After all the deductions, their qualifying income might actually be below the limit. Here's how the Chapter 7 qualification works. There's something called the means test that looks at your household income compared to the median income in Florida. If you're below the median, you automatically qualify under the means test. If you're above it, we might still qualify you by deducting your necessary expenses like mortgage, car payment, taxes, and other allowed expenses. What doesn't count as income? Social Security and VA disability doesn't count towards the means test. So if most of your income comes from those sources, you'll likely qualify regardless of the amount. The key thing to understand is this: even if your gross income seems too high, you might still qualify once we do the proper calculations. Don't assume you make too much money without talking to a bankruptcy attorney first. Now let me walk you through what you need to gather before filing. There are several things you need to prepare. First, you need 6 months of pay stubs or income records, bank statements for all accounts, your most recent tax returns, a list of all of your debts with balances and account numbers, information about any assets you own like cars, real estate, or valuable personal property. You'll also need to take a credit counseling course online. This is required by federal law and takes about an hour. You get a certificate at the end that we need to file your case. The bankruptcy paperwork itself is extensive, about 50 to 60 pages that detail your entire financial situation. But don't worry, we handle all that. Your job is to provide accurate information about your income, expenses, debts, and assets. Now here's the moment that everything changes. Filing day. What happens when we actually file your case? Here's an example. Let's say someone files Chapter 7 on a Tuesday morning. The automatic stay goes into effect immediately, so all collection calls stop, any garnishments stop, pending lawsuits get frozen. The creditor harassment that's been going on for months ends immediately. The moment we file your case, a federal court order goes in that immediately stops all collection activity. Here's what stops right away: all phone calls from creditors and collection agencies, all letters and collection notices, all lawsuits get frozen, any wage garnishments get stopped within days. The automatic stay is one of the most powerful tools in bankruptcy law. Creditors who violate it can face federal sanctions and have to pay you damages. It's immediate relief that only bankruptcy can provide. What doesn't stop? Your mortgage and car payments if you want to keep those assets, child support and alimony, criminal fines or restitution. But most debt problems people are facing get stopped immediately. About 30 days after filing, you'll have what's called the 341 meeting or meeting of creditors. Here's exactly what to expect in that meeting. It's done via a Zoom call with the bankruptcy trustee. The trustee puts you under oath and asks basic questions like, is the information in your bankruptcy paperwork accurate? Did you list all of your debts and assets? Have you lived in Florida for at least 2 years? Have you filed bankruptcy before? Despite the name meeting of creditors, creditors rarely show up. In my 13 years of practice, it's pretty rare to see creditors appear other than in business cases. It's typically just a 5-minute administrative meeting. The trustee's job is to look for any assets that could be sold to your creditors. But in Florida, most assets are protected by exemption laws. Your house is usually protected by the homestead exemption. Your car, household goods, retirement accounts, and personal belongings are usually protected. After the meeting, you'll take another online course called the Financial Management course. It's about 90 minutes and covers budgeting and financial planning. Once that's done, you'll wait for your discharge. Finally, let's talk about getting your discharge and starting your fresh start. What happens after everything is approved? Here's an example. Let's say someone files Chapter 7, 4 months later gets their discharge order. All their debt is gone forever. Instead of making their monthly minimum payments, they can now save that money. 2 years later, they have an emergency fund and maybe a 700 plus credit score. About 4 months after filing, you'll receive your discharge order from the judge. This is the document that says that your debts are legally eliminated. Most credit card debt, medical bills, and other debts are completely wiped out. What debt survives Chapter 7? Recent taxes, student loans, child support, alimony, and secured debts often can't be eliminated, but the vast majority of consumer debt gets wiped out. Your credit will begin rebuilding immediately because your debt-to-income ratio has become perfect. You have no debt. You can get secured credit cards right away and start rebuilding. Many people see credit scores up to the 700s within 2 years. The case might stay open a bit longer while the trustee finalizes everything, but as far as you're concerned, you're done once you get the discharge. You get to keep your protected assets and start over. The key to maximizing your fresh start is don't make the same financial mistakes that got you into trouble. Build an emergency fund, use credit carefully, and live within your means. Most importantly, don't wait too long if you're struggling with debt you can't handle. The longer you wait, the worse your situation can become, and the harder it becomes to recover. If you're in Florida and considering Chapter 7 bankruptcy, don't try to figure this out on your own. Give us a call at 727-538-4188 for a free consultation. We'll look at your specific situation, help you understand if you qualify, and walk you through exactly what to expect. And if you're getting sued for debt, then watch this next video to know what to do.